You're listening to The Grip, where we take hold of mindset and martial arts. Now, let's get started. Our first guest is a 4th degree black belt under Rigan Machado, president and CEO of the Mach5 BJJ Union and founder of the Kid Jitsu program. His journey in Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu began back in 1994 after attending a Rickson Gracie seminar in Jacksonville, Florida. And since that moment, he has dedicated his life to the art of Jiu-Jitsu, both on and off the mats. Over the years, he has not only built successful academies and trained countless students, but has also shared his knowledge with members of the Marines, Army, Navy, local law enforcement, and SWAT teams. Alongside his wife, he has empowered hundreds of women through self-defense training, helping people develop confidence, awareness, and the ability to protect themselves and their families. After running a successful academy in Florida for nearly 2 decades, he and his family relocated to North Carolina, where he now leads Hendo BJJ with the same passion, discipline, and commitment to safety and technical excellence that he's become known for throughout the jiu-jitsu community. He's not only an accomplished instructor and leader, but someone deeply committed to serving others through martial arts. I'm excited to welcome on Professor Larry Shealy. And our second guest is a true pioneer and living legend in the world of Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. He is a 9th degree red belt, a member of the legendary Gracie family lineage, and widely regarded as one of the greatest grapplers to ever step on the mat. Born in Brazil, he began training at just 5 years old alongside his Gracie cousins and went on to build one of the most dominant competition records in martial arts history, remaining undefeated for 13 years while amassing an incredible 365 victories. He became a Brazilian national champion at every belt level, a Pan-American champion, an ADCC medalist, and a pioneer who helped bring Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu to the United States in its earliest days. But beyond the titles and accomplishments, what makes this man so respected around the world is his passion for people and his commitment to building unity within the Jiu-Jitsu community. Today, it's an incredible honor to welcome one of the most influential figures in martial arts history, Grandmaster Rigan Machado.
Thank you.
Gentlemen, welcome to The Grip. I know you both are busy men, and so I want to start off by saying thank you for giving me the time and the space. And I look forward to hearing your stories and sharing all the exciting projects that you have in the works.
Well, thank you for having us.
Absolutely. All right, Rigan, well, I'm going to pick on you first. Okay, so
Please, go for it.
You grew up during such an important era in the development of Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. So can you tell us what it was like training in those early days with the Gracie family and your 4 brothers?
Was very unique at the time because is a good way to build up a good relationship with your cousins, to build up a good relationship with the brothers, because was something everybody's doing together. Yeah, any opportunity we have, we always hang out, we're always training. We have something common to get us closer to each other. I think jiu-jitsu was very important to create that strong relationship growing up.
Absolutely. And I imagine it was quite a competitive atmosphere. Did that competitiveness transfer over into other day-to-day activities with you, your brothers and cousins, or were you guys able to leave it on the mats?
No, we leave it most on the mat, but the idea is to create the competition, is to drive you to get better. Yeah, I think every chance you have, you try push each other in a way, in a healthy way. But there was always competition, always competition. Who can run the longest? Who can do more push-ups? Who can train in more hours during the day? Who can, you know what I mean, win more medals? I think that kind of challenge each other help to drive each other to get better.
Absolutely. I'm the second oldest of 5 kids, and so we grew up in a large family as well, and so it was always a matter of who could get the chore done the fastest, who could race to the car first, who could do the coolest trick on the bike or trampoline. The list goes on. And of course, in true sibling fashion, these competitive moments would often escalate into some all-out brawls, but luckily we can look back and laugh about it now. But
That's awesome.
for people who are newer to jujitsu, can you explain the significance of lineage in BJJ and why it remains such an important part of the culture today?
I think the record, the tradition, the person who followed the oldest to the new generation, you have this trail to guide them where they come from. I think is very important. I think, like example, I can tell who was my first coach, who was the people who influence, who guide me to come a champion, to come a better teacher. That kind of the trail is very important today for jiu-jitsu, because it's very important to know where you come from, where your jiu-jitsu from, and I think that give you a kind of the detail about who you are. You know what I mean? I think history is very important for jiu-jitsu.
What do you think people today maybe misunderstand most about the history of Brazilian Jiu Jitsu, or maybe the sacrifices made by some of the early pioneers who helped spread the art around the world?
It is one thing who is impossible to control. I see jiu-jitsu like a ball of energy. Is this super powerful energy. I think people from all over the world today have access to this energy. But everywhere you go, some people have different kind of energy, different kind of view, different mentality. You know what I mean? It's on the new generation bring something fresh, something different. They don't have the same mentality like the old generation. But I think it's very important to control the energy some way, because sometimes some people can use this energy for the wrong way. You know what I mean? Some people don't use the tradition, the respect, the line to understand this energy can be good to people. You can use the beneficial for something like that to help other people to become a better person. Yeah, I think it's not just come and teach techniques to somebody. It's to teach somebody to become a better person, somebody to become a better father, to become a better husband, to become a kid to be more respect to the parents. I think all these elements is what I think have to be protected. It's not just about fighting. It's about to create this energy, this powerful energy to help people. Yeah, I
Hmm.
think that's what I try keep my students, the people who connect to me, to follow this trail of use this kind of energy to help people.
Yeah, and there's a common theme, I think, for anybody that has practiced martial arts or continue to practice. And clearly from the guests that I've had on, the relation of how you train, no matter whether it's in a striking art or a grappling art, there's a huge correlation and benefit to not just the physical skills that you build from these practices, but clearly the character and just how you can relay those skills over into day-to-day life as a person is essential, and probably one, if not one of the more important values that can be taken from practicing. So, yeah, extremely important. So, Keegan, you've trained under legendary figures like Holes Gracie and Carlos Gracie Jr. What are some of the biggest lessons or philosophies they passed down that still influence the way that you teach today?
I think the number one for me is Horse Grace. Horse Grace, he didn't talk much, but when he come to talk to you, is a lot of power. I think I learned that from him. It's not how much you go and talks about action. When he come and tell me exact what I need to hear for the ready for the competition, and to motivate me when I need all this little important conversation. Hollis was so good on that. Every time he come to you to say something mean a lot. You know what I mean? I think
Mhm.
Hollis was one the top of my list as a coach, as a mentor.
Yeah. And so do you find yourself now today as a coach really trying to take the lessons that you've learned from him and be mindful
Exactly.
of how chatty you are versus how short and
Yes.
sweet and to the point you need to be?
Yeah. I think I follow everything he taught me inside the mat and outside the mat to be a better person. You know what I mean? Example, Hollis taught me so many good things. The exercise you do in your wheel of power. Like I never drink in my life. I never smoke a cigarette or use any type of drugs because guys like Hollis guide me to be example for other people, to be example for my brothers, to be example for my nephew. And I was very lucky to have a mentor like Hollis Grace who gave me all these positivities, these lessons growing up to become a better person, to be a good example for the next generation.
Yeah, absolutely. And for you to be just surrounded by such influential mentors and family members, it clearly has made an impact on who you are today. And you continue to spread that for those around you.
Yeah,
So,
that's my mission. That's my mission in life is to help other people.
yes, sir.
That's why I connect with Larry because Larry understands my vision. And that's why we start talking about Mach5. Like the reason we come out with this idea because we want to protect fighters. We want to create a union. We want to create ways to connect all these fighters to come together to train, to practice, to learning what to do with the students, to create programs to help them to guide the kids. And it's like it would come out with this genius idea who's not like an association or you pay me all the money you have to use my name. No, it's more about union. How we can get these 1,000 academies together to help each other. That's based why you create something called Mach5.
And you guys pronounce it's Mach 5?
It's like a MACH5, like speed, like velocity.
Okay. Larry, do you have anything to add?
Yeah, I can add something. Couple things there in dealing with Higgin. One is his competitive spirit. Uh, First time I met Higgin was in at a place in somewhere near DC, Washington D.C., and there was he was doing a seminar or something, and we ended up staying at the guy who put it on house. And remember the game Wii bowling, Wii on the television set.
Oh, yeah.
I'd never see that was I had never seen anything like that. You know, my kids didn't have it, and so he's bowling, and I'm like, I'd never met the guy. I saw him, and we're in the same room, and I'm like, oh my gosh! And then he asked me to play bowling, and I'm like, sure. I did. Thank goodness I was terrible, and he beat me. Because if I'd have beat him, he'd have probably killed me. So, but his competitive spirit was unbelievable. So that's one thing. And then secondly, on what he's saying about helping people, I'm kid you not. The people I talk to, anytime I say I'm calling on behalf of Rigan Machado, I can barely get Mach 5 out of my mouth, and they're saying I'll do whatever Rigan wants. He helped me so much as a kid. He helped me so much growing up. So he's already been given that back his whole life. And I think it's due for him to he's done a great job for a lot of people. And I just hats off to Higan. And when he asked me to do this, I was one of those guys. I'll do whatever you need me to do. So that's hats off to you, Higan. Love you, man.
Absolutely. And I saved a large bit where we are going to dive pretty far into Mach 5 and what you guys have developing. I'm going to get a little bit more of a history from each of you and then we're going to dive into it, okay? And so Higan, I know you've had one of the most legendary careers in history of BJJ, from, being undefeated for 13-year competition run to helping pioneer BJJ in the United States. As you look back, were there any competition moments that stand out to you the most as defining points in your journey?
I think I can give a couple example. One the fight I have who was very special for me. A while back, Uh, we have probably like 10 academies, like all the Grace Academy, Hickson Grace Academy, House Grace Academy, a few other 8 academies. And basically, when you go in the competition, you make the stronger team by unite all these guys. But the toughest competition was at the academy because you want to make the team because you're only allowed to put 2 competitors for, you had probably like 10 guys on your weight class. These before the competition, because they want to be sure you get the best to compete against the other academies. And basically, I remember I did my weight class. I beat everybody. I had probably like I have 6 tough fights. I signed up to fight on the open class. In the open class, I already have one guy from Hickson on the other division. And basically, like, uh, I was between me and another guy. The guy was probably like uh, 30 kilos bigger than me, probably like 70 pounds bigger than me. This guy is named Evandro. He was the strongest guy I know. I was already kind of tired. And I realized, man, this guy fresh. He didn't have any match. Yeah, I have to fight this guy. I have to be smart about this fight because I don't have much left. And basically, he come like a bullet, throw me on the ground, he going crazy, wild like a beast. I just keep waiting, and everybody was worried because the guy was dominate the fight. But I keep waiting. In the last 30 seconds, I said, "Now it's my time." I caught him on the armbar. I caught him on the armbar, and he tapped, and he cried. He punched the wall. And people were shocked because it was dominate the fight 90%. But I knew I have to wait for the right time to counterattack. And I wait for the last minute because I only have the energy for 1 minute. And that was fantastic fight for me because I was calm, waiting, patient, waiting for the last time for he do a mistake and try capitalize, which was the last minute of the fight, maybe the last 30 seconds. But what was interest, they liked the fight so much and they gave a chance for all 3 go to the competition. And basically, like I won my weight class, I dominate my weight class, I won everything. When it come to the open class, I got to the finals and it was me and him again, but because I already won a medal, he already beat him at the camp. I gave him the medal. It was the only time in the history he won a big competition. After this, he never won it again. But that was a special moment because for me was a memory. Like I know I can beat this guy, but because it's the only chance he have ever to become a champion, I give him the chance. He still say thanks to me every time he see me because I gave him a chance to win the medal because I knew I couldn't beat him again. But because I already have a medal, I let him win the open class. You know what I mean? That was a special moment for me because it's not about just get medal, but sometimes to give the respect to other competitor. Yeah, I think that was a moment I remember for a long
Yeah.
time.
Yeah. And I think so many like golden nuggets that you can take away from that story too, Higan, as far as, one, being within competition and knowing yourself and where your limits are too, but that doesn't necessarily stop you, right? And so if you're knowing that you're fatigued and having the discipline of timing and, when to actually strike, I guess, I think that self-awareness and resiliency with a lot of practitioners, it might take time and experience to even build that skill level up, is knowing the pace of the game based on how you feel each and every day. And then also just the character, right? And so in the end, after the competition is said and done, just being a good person. And
It was nice. I was happy. Everybody was super happy I did that. Even my coach congratulated me for the how I was nice to the guy.
yeah, yeah. And so through ages 14 to 21, you've won Brazilian national championships every year in every belt division.
I think at the time we compare the competition we have like the world championship today. Basically, like when you, because at the time didn't have international competitions, was everything in Brazil. Like example, me and Rickson, we was the best at the time, like the world champion at the time. But basically because that was the world championship for me, you know what I mean? Was, oh, I'm the best. I'm considered to be like the same like a world champion today. That's why sometimes like people compare Higgin and Hickson was the best at the time. But the truth, in case you say, hey, have ever Higgin won a world championship? People gonna say no, because it was not a world title. It was only Brazil, you know what I mean? It was only nationals. But that didn't exist another competition. I believe we have a world championship at the time. Me and Hicks would be the world champion.
Right, right. And I don't think many people would argue that, if anybody. Did you understand the magnitude of, the dominance that you were showing at that time, or were you really just kind of focused on getting the
No,
next win?
no, it was not. I never think about the medals. I never think about the titles. I think now I was addicted to something amazing. I was addicted to go to war. The passion I have is the feeling. Yeah, I learned that by the way they drive me to compete. Like example, I remember I look across the mat, I see another warrior, real talent, challenge me. Yeah, I challenge him. We go to war. We are able to beat him. The pleasure I feel after the fight was the best feeling in the world. That what I was addicted. I was addicted to the pleasure, the high of go to war. I never felt that in case I look the other guy across the mat and I already know I'm gonna beat him. I don't like it because it's not a challenge, physical and mental for me. It's just like I don't care. I give the medal for him. I don't care. I want to go to war.
Yeah.
My coach knew that, and he keep pushing me to get guys better and better. Yeah, train harder. Go fight this guy in the open class. Go fight this guy. Go fight this guy. And that for me was what I love it. I love it to go to war. And that's based when you get this kind of passion, is the best feeling in the world when you go to war.
Yeah. Yeah. And, both of you have come from and represent such a rich lineage in Brazilian Jiu Jitsu. And we now know why, lineage matters. So, can you guys explain now how you preserve the traditions and the values of the art while continuing to evolve as Jiu Jitsu becomes more modernized?
I think Larry's going to agree with me. First, you have to follow something very important. First is to have honor in what you do. Second is to put your blood on your what you accomplish. And union, like, because I can't be a champ without my partner. I can't be a champ without my coach. The union, that's why I've been talking to Larry. Larry, let's create a union. Let's get all the top fighters who don't have a support. Let's support these guys. Let's bring these guys together and create a union to unify. Because a lot of times I thinking about, boy, I wish I have a bigger camp to bring all the best guys together to practice, to training. That's when they start brainstorming with Larry. I don't want to do an association. People pay me money just to use my name. I want to do something bigger, stronger, something like I can travel all over the world. That union, unify people from Japan, people from Brazil, US, Europe to training, practice, and support each other to get better, better program, better camps, better, you know what I mean? And that's why the idea of Mach5 come alive. And I was talk to Larry because Larry is a workaholic. He don't stop. He's 24 hours calling people, try make my dream, his dream come reality. And I think little by little, I think we're gonna get there. My goal is to have minimum 1,000 people connect to us, 1,000 clubs. You know what I mean? I want to do a camp. I want to have 500 to 800 people in the camp. That's my challenge for Mach5.
Larry, anything to add to that?
Yeah, no, that's good. That's good. I appreciate the comments. I think Hegan, just like his brothers, I went to a couple of their camps a couple years back, two of them, and the brothers would say Hegan was like the he the genius on the mat. He has these great ideas, and for his techniques he would do, and he'd do things that other people didn't do. I think he does the same thing. He's doing the same thing with the Mach 5 as we're talking about. It's a business, and it's a high goal, but it's genius and the way he's approaching it, and that's what sold me on it. First off, there's a thing we say is everyone likes Hegan, right? He should have his own podcast. Everyone likes Hegan. Hegan is just a very bright guy. He's like just ahead
Thank you.
of he's ahead of the curve on technical issues. He's ahead of the curve on just thinks I got a son that's a lot like him, just thinks on another level. And I think that's where we're at. He's kind of taking what he's done on the mat and he's bringing it to the culture of Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, and it's going to be fun. We'll share it all with you. But
Yeah.
I admire his thinking. He thinks outside the box.
Thank you.
He might even not even have a box. That's how far out there he is thinking.
And so how did Mach 5 even come to fruition? I mean, how long have you guys been working on this? And
We just come out now. The web is already up. The website.
yes, I saw
Yeah.
the website and I've seen, all the affiliated schools, which is still quite an extensive list already that you have going for you. And so I think you're off to a great start.
Remember, this is not like an association. This is more like a union. You know what I mean? It's like a union of people. You know what I mean? It's not like Rigan Machado. It's not Roger Machado. It's a group of guys who want to work together to bring these people together for practice, training, compete together. You know what I mean? It's something who's going to be. I want everybody to add the program for people who use the programs from each other to help each other, because a lot of people have different ideas, different views, different things to help each other. That's why I was talking to Larry. We need to create something different, and that's why Mach5 come alive.
Yeah, I mean, the idea is the site you have up and you see it goes deeper than that, because what we do is people, like you mentioned, Hodger, his brother, can have a place on the site where he can upload his techniques, or if he has a product out that he wants, he has his own way of doing that. But we can all have access to it, and we can do that. The bandwidth we have is very wide. And it can be very deep. It's taken a minute to get the website up where we want it. It's nowhere close, but I just actually today talked again for a couple hours to our web guy, and we're really on the go on getting a lot of people in. I mean, I tell you one thing too is the reach. It's not just U.S. Now I pick you're in Dallas, right?
Yes.
Are you in Dallas? Yeah. So Texas, a lot of jujitsu, right?
Yes.
Think California, a lot of jujitsu, Florida, a lot. Well, we're talking about around the world. People are calling, they leave me messages, and it's around the world. I have to go and look and see what the time zone is, and it's one of those things that when you see it, you kind of get it. But right now, it's an idea that is morphing into a great idea, and we appreciate your letting us talk about it.
No, yeah. And I think a lot of people are going to be interested and, anxiously ready to look into what you guys are building. And so, as far as the culture of this union, because from my knowledge, I don't know many BJJ unions that are even out there. And so, what are you guys hoping to build across the globe with this community? Hegan, you've talked about camps with hundreds of people and kind of everybody working together to build.
I give you an example. I got it. The step one is to create a union and a code of honor. We have to learn how to respect each other and listen to each other. That's step one. The step two, what's the step we can do to help each other? Example, sometimes I'm good in be on top position. I want to develop a program for another person who's specialized to be on the bottom. I want to create a program, a guy who's so good in self-defense. The other guy is good in judo throws. The other one, no gi. All these programs is to help each other because you're going to get the best in different areas and you're going to unite to create programs for everybody and how we can get the programs to the next level, how we
Mm-hmm.
can be the number one group who organize programs for teaching, for help each other in academies. Not only that, in business, you know what I mean? Who help
Mm-hmm.
each other, like in financial, whatever we can help each other in this organization, we will do.
Love it. Larry?
Yeah, just in something as simple as when we have our kickoff, our Legends camp, like Hegan said, if he specialized on top, have someone else who specialized on the bottom. The legends that are doing the seminar, they're going to ask them to pick out their favorite of what they like to do, and it'll be in 90-minute segments, and it's all different. And on the last one, we will just troubleshoot for 90 minutes. Well, how good would it be for a bunch of newer folks to see guys like Hegan and all the coral belts, all these guys who got 30, 40 years into it, and they can sit face to face with them and just ask questions about, okay, I saw you did this. How do you do that? Just on the same level. So what instead
Mm-hmm.
of isolating ourselves from each other, what we want to do is build, like we say, just build an alliance out there and one person at a time. And we have a lot more in common than we don't have with people, right? You know,
Yeah.
I don't look at my competitors. I don't have competitors business wise. I don't even know the names of them. I know there's schools out there, but laser focused on what I do well, and good things happen. And then if you share that with other people, good things happen. And I think Hegan talked about listening. I think respect would be a huge term in our mission statement, our code of ethics, so to speak. Just respect one another. We don't have to agree, but we can try to understand you better in these type scenarios. Again, breaking it down to the ridiculous on the level we're in a seminar and you got 3 or 4 coral belts and a red belt, and they're open to helping a guy who's been there 3 months. To me, that's just way cool. That is so cool. So
Mm-hmm.
that's my 2 cents on that.
Yeah. Yeah, and so to get our listeners and watchers kind of oriented to what you just brought up, Larry. So you guys have the what you are calling the Legends Camp coming up, and so that is, it sounds like a kickoff. Then it's going to be
Mm-hmm.
on August 1st and 2nd in San Clemente, California.
Mm-hmm.
Can you share who's going to be featured at this camp and what the attendees can kind of expect? I know you just kind of shared the point
Right
of this.
now, I believe you have Marcos Santos, you have Rigan Machado, you have Paulo Guilherme, but we're going to bring some more people. You know what I
Right.
mean? But that's what's confirmed 100%.
That's confirmed 100%. Yes. For now.
Perfect.
Yeah. And again, it's a camp. It'll be 6 90-minute segments. And then you get, we're not going to keep you 4 days. We're going to keep you a day and a half. And so a lot of people who have families, we have that in the consideration. Going to California, staying a week in hotels, we're not doing that. We'll just do our business and move on. But while we're doing our business, it's 100% focused on helping each other.
Yeah. And so when you bring such legendary figures that you guys are planning on doing, with decades of experience and lineage all in a room, what do you hope students can walk away with beyond just technique? Clearly, a code and kind of those morals mean a lot to you guys. And so, can you share what you hope to come in August?
It's going to be special because for me, it's the first camp create with me and Larry together. Yeah, I think that is going to be very well organized. I think we're going to put all the elements together to be sure when the people come to the camp, not only they come out with a good knowledge, learn new techniques, but have a good experience to talk to everybody. We're talking about a little bit the history, the moral values, the history of jiu-jitsu. I think we're gonna bring a lot of uh, good points for help people.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, we will in the first sessions. We'll talk about our core values. We'll lay it out for everybody. But again, it's I think Keegan, like I said, is a good guy doing good things, and you get enough of that here. Especially, I think it's needed now in our societies. Take a step back, okay? Get off our phones and talk to each other. I think that's a good start. And Hegan was smart enough to point that out, and it's resonating with people like you wouldn't believe. And like I said, around the country, United Kingdom, Russia, Cuba. I mean, who would have thought that, right? And we haven't even kicked off. So I'm excited
Yeah.
about it. Higgins excited, but I'll know that the people who come to that and see a couple hundred years of experience in 6, 7 guys, they're going to be all ears and they'll be taking notes or whatever they need to do to take this home because it'll be that valuable. And we're going to make it
Yeah.
easy for everybody to get in and do what they need to do, get them sorted out in the right places. Like in the very last segment, if they want to go work on side control, bottom side control for 90 minutes, good for them. We're going to help them and any other situations may arise. We're approaching it a little different, but I think we're going to have a big shift in how people run seminars and things like that as well.
Yeah. Yeah. And so how can people who are interested in checking this out, possibly joining, what's the easiest way for them to access this information?
Text or call me. You want a number?
Yeah, I was going to say what I can do, Larry, for you is I can just put all the information in the show notes.
Mm-hmm.
And however you want people reaching out to join,
Mm-hmm.
we can add that information down below so people can access it and reach
Okay,
out.
very good. Very good. Yeah, that'll work.
Perfect. So clearly, I mean, we would expect that there's going to be people from all ages attending this camp. So, how are you guys able to kind of adapt to the modern Brazilian jiu-jitsu now?
Well, what Hegan has done is we've got a 6th-degree black belt in Gracie Jiu-Jitsu who has a tremendous no-gi program, and he won't be able to make the Legends tour because he's doing the seminars overseas with booking problem. But our goal is they're both good. Tournament jiu-jitsu is good. It's jiu-jitsu. Self-defense jiu-jitsu is good. This is another place we're going to have curriculum based on if you're a school who only likes competition, we can help you. And the guy is superb. And it's videos up for everyone. Another thing not even touched on is we're hitting the children's market in a big way. We've got a program that's been out there a little while and we got it up and it's from white belt to green black belt in a kid's curriculum where it's a teach the teacher program. So you have a child and if you want to do it at home or a traditional martial artist or a family wants to teach their kids, it's there every step of the way, video, bullet pointed, and she just lays it out what they need to do for each belt. And it's called Kid Jitsu. And that's where my major focus has been on helping the women and the kids. And the father, what I do is there are fathers who, after the kids, they see it's pretty cool. I pull through a business that way, just with the families. We make it a family fair and it's a very nice recipe for bringing their families together. Why can't we, with the gi and no gi, just come to a consensus? Okay, it's all good, but we're going to give you what you need. It's
Yeah.
not. We're not going to force them down your throat. If you don't want it, that's fine. What do you want? And chances are very good we're going to have it. And that's where we're building the big site, which is the Mach5 BJJ site. So there
Yeah.
is a difference between that and the one you're looking at earlier.
Right. And for both of you guys, obviously being coaches for decades now, has there been any like modern techniques or competition styles or ways that jujitsu's being practiced that has been kind of difficult or hard to adjust to, in your guys' opinion?
I think the jiu-jitsu never stopped. Nah? I believe I'm still learning today. I keep learning every day. I think that philosophy, I tell everybody, you never stop. Another way, pretty soon you're going to be an old jiu-jitsu. I want to keep learning for the new generation. And I think that's why Mach5 makes sense, because you want to keep bring the new generation to help to guide the old generation to even get better.
Absolutely.
The problem I've had is, as he's mentioned, getting older. The jujitsu I do, you don't have to be big and fast and strong. You just need to know the techniques, know leverage and timing and the techniques, and you can do it forever. You know, you'll never see me doing a cartwheel into anything because in my greatest days of my athleticism, I couldn't do a cartwheel. So that says a lot there. We're going to have crossroads, and we're going to bridge that gap with
Yeah.
our.
Yeah, absolutely. And so, Higan, I know you were promoted to the prestigious red belt, a milestone achieved by only a select few in the history of martial arts. Can you share what that promotion meant to you personally? And
I think everything starts with a controversy, because everything started because Eric Paulson was putting some of his students in EBJJF organization. When he put the guys saying information to Eric Paulson, I'm Rigan Machado, only black belt, 3 stripes. And Eric Paulson was telling some students, somebody wrote an article which create a controversy to a lot of other the Brazilian organizations, because everybody know who Rigan Machado is, how EBJJF see Rigan only black belt, 3 stripes. And because that controversy, a lot of the other organization start calming. Pô, não, we support you. You won the big pioneer in Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, not just in the United States, but around the world. And Horton Grace came and surprised me with the red belt. And I got probably another 3 or 4 other masters saying the diploma, and other organizations saying me diploma as a red belt, which they want to support me. They wanted me to keep doing a good job. They wanted me to not stop believing myself because politics. And that was something I really appreciate for Hardy and Grace, which for me is the biggest figure in America. I think Hardy changed the world of Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu by help to create the UFC. And I think to him, who's I believe, the highest red belt in America, to come and honor me with the red belt, I'm never going to forget.
yeah, I can't imagine how much weight was in that room and just the meaning behind all of that. It's
Special
amazing.
for sure.
Absolutely. And so, Larry, as someone who has spent decades under Higan's instruction, what does it mean to carry on a lineage like this? And how do you instill that appreciation into your own students today?
Well, the one thing I've done from day one with the jujitsu is I've followed what they showed me. They took time. They could have killed me, and they were kind enough to show me good fundamental foundation right off the bat, and to stick with that. And like Egan said, learn, listen, and apply. And the side with Hegan, and the reason he and I hit it off so good is we trust each other. We trust each other, and that was from right off the bat. I mean, I got pictures now. The first time he came to my house down in Florida when I was down there, my son, who's now 19, sitting on Hegan's lap. Hegan had never met my family. He spent more time with my kid that weekend than I did. And he's that kind of guy. So in
Thank you.
terms of how we do things, I just look and watch and see, and that works, and that works, and that works. And Hegan doesn't say anything negative about anyone. He's always pretty happy. I think I don't live with him, but from what I've seen, he's pretty easygoing guy. And I've never ever heard anyone say a bad word about Rigan Machado. Like I said, the people I've been calling, I can't even get it out of my mouth. Whatever Higan's doing, I want to support him. And to me,
Yeah.
that is huge, and it's meant a huge deal to me. I I'm very fortunate. I did my first seminar was with Hickson Gracie. I didn't even know who he was. I saw him as I was a big, strong guy, and I thought, man, I was taking Taekwondo, and I thought, man, that guy, he's the best in the world. And at the end of that thing, he rolled with each of us, and it took him about 15 seconds. He's on my back choking me, and he's saying, and it was in November, he goes, "Early Christmas gift, my friend." And I'll never forget that because I didn't even know what he did to me. And yeah, so anyway, started there, and then was in it a while, and I started with Horion and Hoist, and stayed with Hoist, and then Hoist hit the international level, and that's when I had the good fortune of meeting up with Egan, and it's been what 15 years now, I think, something like that, a lot of time, and I've been around the best in the world. Not that I'm good like they are physically, but I just took their teaching and I handed it off to the next generation. And that's my main goal here is I want to get it, hit it hard, and really change people's lives. And the way he's
Yeah.
approaching it and the way that I've been taught, it's just a good match to be able to affect a lot of people, a lot of families, a lot of kids. I always say the men are going to be all right, but my whole thing has always been the self-defense aspect of jujitsu and helping other people know how to take care of themselves. So, is it a big deal to be associated with Higan? Absolutely,
Yeah,
absolutely.
for sure. And so, Larry, you now serve as president and CEO of Mach5 BJJ Union.
Hmm.
How did that initial conversation go when Hegan reached out to you and you guys started just brainstorming and then eventually now it has come to fruition? Can you tell me a little bit about those earlier days?
Well, yeah, those days, just God, he came to visit what in February, somewhere 3 or 4 months back, and he always stays with us because I'm not going to spend $300 on a hotel when I could have him in my house and pick his brain for 3 days, right? So he stays with us, and then after he left, he called me and talked about it, and I said, sure, you know, I was like everyone who I've talked to. If he wants help, I'm going to help him out. And
Mhm.
I did ask him. I said, "Higan, why'd you pick me?" He said, "I trust you, man." And that's a big deal to me. And so I don't know what his thoughts were. He may regret it one day that he picked me, but I don't think so. I think we're going to do real well.
Yeah, I think you guys are off to the races. So I'm excited to see what evolves. So, for academy owners, competitors, hobbyists, or even someone just beginning their martial arts journey, what message would you both want them to hear about the future of Brazilian Jiu Jitsu, but also, just the mission and what to expect with Mach 5 to come?
Go
I
ahead, Higan.
think doesn't matter what you do in life. You love what you do, you're gonna get the love back. You love jiu-jitsu, jiu-jitsu gonna love you back. Doesn't matter, you know what I mean? You start training, you start help other people. Just do for love, you know what I mean? It's not about the money, it's how much you enjoy your journey.
Absolutely. And I think in terms of for me, I think I don't know if I told you some of my story, but I've had two near-death experiences, and jujitsu saved me in both of them. One was I dropped dead on my mats, and I had a choice to make. That was in 2009. Do you get up and go back to the gym, or do you hang it up and grow old, resenting leaving? And I stayed then, and I stayed in another situation where, following up on a surgery, I got septic with MRSA. Wasn't supposed to live. Same thing. Back on the mat 6 months later. Why? Because I would have gone crazy had I not. So it gave me a purpose, and the good Lord let me live, I think, to be able to help other people. And when Higgins said, "Hey, can you help this?" and he kind of filled me in on how big it is and how he is just sold out on the doing of the Mach 5. I said, "Sure, man. Makes total sense. There's
Yeah.
a reason for being on this earth, and I think we're close to where we want to be."
Absolutely. Well, clearly, you guys, the passion that you have for making an impact on other people's lives and just helping and trying to bring some positivity while also growing this amazing sport that you've known and loved for decades. You guys are on the right track, it seems like.
Thank you
So,
very much.
yeah.
Thank you. Yeah.
So, I have two questions I kind of gather for our listeners and consolidate any recommendations that our guests have on the show. So, after decades of being on the mats and training and coaching at the highest level, is there specific piece of gym gear, training equipment, a supplement, or a product that you absolutely swear by or you would recommend?
I recommend Machado energy drink. It's coming
Right.
out.
Is it out yet,
No,
Machado?
it's coming out in 3 weeks.
Oh, perfect. Well,
I
perfect
send you,
little plug there.
I send you a box. It's all natural, no chemicals, no nothing.
Oh gosh, my husband is going to be stoked.
It's gonna be which the flavor? Açaí, guaraná. It's gonna have lemon lime. It's gonna have, I think, 4 flavors.
Perfect. And where will this be launching, Keegan? Is it all going to be just
We're gonna be
online purchases?
online for right now. Is online, but later we're gonna sell everywhere. But we start
Okay,
online. Yeah, for sure.
perfect.
The
Perfect. Well,
energy drink.
when that launches, I'll make sure to add it onto our website as well, so people can
I have
access it
another
and
thing I
find it.
want you to help them to market for me.
Yes, sir.
I launched a app. It's called Machado Box.
Okay.
It's vertical films, action, horror films, and sci-fi. It's coming out soon too. You
Perfect.
can watch
Oh,
all the action, Rigan Machado, Bounty Hunter, all vertical for the cell phone.
perfect. I love it. And clearly, I mean, for those that don't know, Hegan, your gym is based out of Beverly Hills. And so you've
Yes.
trained well known celebrities such as Ashton Kutcher, Vin Diesel, Wiz Khalifa, Keanu Reeves, all the works. Did you ever find yourself feeling like starstruck or adjusting your coaching style to someone with status? Or
I
did
love
you feel like,
Hollywood. I love
yeah?
Hollywood. Hollywood love me.
So just another day at the office.
Just another, we meet celebrities every day here. And it's kind of super cool. Now imagine you see a
Yeah.
movie and the next day you're training for the celebrity. Oh, it's amazing. Super cool.
Absolutely. Yeah. And clearly you still have a passion for the movie industry. And so this app is all going to be action films. So why would people download
The,
this app?
the first movie is called Ice Hunter, played by me. And I play a kind of Ice Age bounty hunter after a woman who is half leopard, half human. And I
Oh,
try to
wow.
go after her. And I realize she's a good person. And hell break loose, action, all kind of battles, swords. It's something funny to watch.
Very good.
Oh,
And so
gosh.
has this launched already or
So
when will
we
this come out?
launch. We're gonna launch the app. The app's called Mach5, but only vertical films. Like
Okay.
it's every 50 minutes. Every minute is one episode.
Okay.
Yeah,
Perfect.
it's gonna be cool.
Yeah.
It's gonna be.
I love it. I love it. Larry, any gym gear, training equipment, supplements, products that you swear by or that is kind of your bread and butter each day?
Um, Traditional jiu-jitsu. That's what, no products. And one thing I will say, I quit jiu-jitsu probably 1,000 times driving home. Some days are better than others, right? But never give up. That's what I would share with anyone who, if you start, there's going to be days, but what you'll find is jiu-jitsu, like life, has its ups, it has its downs. And over the course of time, those ups get higher and the downs get not so low. And that's what kept me in the game. It's been 31 years now. And I thought I'd be a CEO in a medical device company. And I decided not to go that route, gave that all up and came to this. And it's the best decision I ever made in my life. Really
Yeah.
was.
Absolutely. Well, and let's switch from products now to books. Because I do want to shout out, I know you've been in the book game for a little bit. So, Larry, I know you have Kid Jitsu, which there's an instructor's manual as well as a student manual. Anything else from a book standpoint that you've been involved in?
Yes, I've got a couple. Let's see. I got 7 books out, but mainly the ones I've done. I did one, Never, Never, Never Give Up, one on resilience, Never Give Up, and that's more of a little booklet with some things that got me through some tough times.
Yeah.
And then I've got some on Kindle, some, I call 'em Resist, Escape, and Live. So real programs for moms. So it goes through what you do as a mom, awareness, all those things. Got one for realtors, just to keep people safe. I stayed on the kids and the women's level, and was one for college kids too. So
I'm going to have
yeah,
you send those over to me, Larry, so I can add them to my book club recommendations too. And so then
sure.
we can have that. And then Higan, I know that you have a few books. We have The Essence of Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, Encyclopedia of Leg Locks, Encyclopedia of Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, a series, volumes 1 through 3, Mastering Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, and then The Triangle. Am I missing any books that you've been involved in?
Have a new ones coming.
Okay. How come I'm not surprised?
This
What?
you're gonna be the best book you're gonna ever had.
Okay. What's the name of it?
The Anaconda Control.
Oh, the Anaconda Control. I love it.
Never seen before. You're gonna go crazy because some techniques it's gonna change the jiu-jitsu.
Awesome.
It's coming out.
I was going to say, do you have dates, any other details, or people just need to keep an eye out for it?
Yeah, it's gonna be. I'm gonna send to Larry to promote from you.
Perfect. Okay. Larry, once you get that, send it on over and I'd be happy to do the same.
Sounds good. We'll do it. We'll do it.
Perfect.
And here's what we're gonna do for you. When you have your baby, we're gonna the day you have, you got or after a couple days after, let us know, and I'll give you access to the Kid-Jitsu program where you can teach your little baby from day one how to do jujitsu. So
Perfect.
just
Perfect.
remind you.
I love that. I appreciate that, Larry. He doesn't even know what is in store for him yet.
So you know it's gonna be a boy?
Yes. Yep.
Oh, good for you. Yeah, well, that's perfect.
Very good. Well, for you guys, that's clearly the books that you guys have been involved in. Do you guys recommend any other books that you've really enjoyed or that has had a major impact on you in your life?
The Bible for me.
Yeah, absolutely. Hagen, any books that have been influential for you?
I like the one the book Horion made about the Helio Grace book. I really like the to have something like for Helio Grace showing techniques. That's a special book for me. Helio
Yeah.
Grace book.
Yeah. Very good. Well, gentlemen, I always finish off every episode with two main finishers. So, my first question is what is something that you wish didn't have as much of a grip on you in your life?
Sugar.
Sugar. Sweet
Yeah.
tooth guy.
Yeah, if yeah, I can't buy anything because if I eat one, I want to eat the rest. So I have to say sugar.
Okay. Hegan?
For me, my biggest addiction is travel. I
Mm,
wish I have more time to travel. To take advantage this amazing planet we have. And the most sad thing for me is to see war happen because everywhere I go, the people is beautiful, amazing cities. To see a war make me sad because politics is something who separate people, and I hope everything come in peace, peace and love for everybody.
yes, sir. Um, and last question is what is something that you guys wish you had more of a grip on in your life? So, Hegan, it sounds like you wish that you could just continue to travel more. Is there anything else that comes to mind for you guys that you wish you just had more of a grip on?
I wish I can have at least 15 more kids. I hope to have 20 one day.
How many kids do you have right now?
I don't know, maybe 3 or 4. Maybe in the future somebody knock my door. Hey, daddy, how you doing?
And the lineage will continue.
Yeah, I see. That's good. More of a grip on. I wish I had met my wife earlier. Is that earlier than I met her?
Yeah,
She's the best person on earth, and if I could do it over again, I'd find her quickly.
yeah.
So anyway, that's may sound corny, but it's true.
How long have you and your wife been together, Larry?
26 years.
Wow.
26. If I wish I'd have met her earlier, but and I always say like this past time, first 26 are the toughest. So
It's smooth sailing from here.
so it happens every year. So I told her if she ever tries to leave me, I'm going with her.
She's stuck now.
Yeah, I'm going with you, baby. How
He
about
can.
you? What has a grip on you?
Hmm. Oof. Well, I think right now in my life, uh, I have a lot of goodness and a lot of passions popping up, and so I think trying to find direction and the time, and
Yeah.
maybe just giving myself grace because I love my job. I'm a speech therapist in the medical field. And so I love that and the time I get to spend helping people in that avenue. But I also, love the podcast. And so this brings true light to me as being able to really speak with such influential people like you guys and to share the stories and the good work that you guys are doing. And then just growing a family. We're in a very exciting time. And so not letting those stressors and just kind of taking each day as it comes and being grateful for the many blessings in my life and not letting all the other stressors, take over. So,
Just make it fun. Make it fun. We're here to
absolutely.
do right, but we can have fun too.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Alrighty, gentlemen. Well, let's talk about how people can get connected with you. We have Keegan out of the Academy Beverly Hills, which they have an Instagram and a website that can be accessed. Larry, you're out of Hendersonville, North Carolina at Hendo
Mhm.
BJJ Gym, which they also have an Instagram and a website. We
Mhm.
have Larry's Instagram at Larry_Shealy. We have Hegan's Instagram at Rigan Machado. And then for those interested in kind of exploring the Mach 5 project, it sounds like the website is still evolving, but it is already up. I've checked it out. It's really thorough. And so you can find that at www.mach5bjj.com. And then, Larry, like you said, for the people that are hearing this and wanting to, inquire about the Legends Camp in San Clemente, California, August 1st through the 2nd, the best way is just by reaching out to you.
Yes,
Okay.
yes. And
Okay.
I can give you a number they can texting is typically the best, but area code's 213-714-0614. I'm in Hendersonville, but I got a California line, so but that will be the best way. And we're going to be flooding the markets here soon with more information. Now that we're
Perfect.
kind of getting where our kickoff is August 1, we got a lot of deadlines to meet, and so far so good.
Very.
So, and I
And
really appreciate you having us.
yeah,
That was good.
I really appreciate you guys giving me the time and space. And you guys have got a lot of good things going on here. I do not envy the work that you're putting in because I know it's a lot of moving pieces, but it sounds like it's all coming together. And so I have no doubt that it's going to be a kick ass camp for sure in August. And then as your community just continues to grow, I really look forward to following along. And so I feel so blessed for letting you guys on and just giving me the space to get to know you a little bit more.
Well, very good. We appreciate it.
Congratulations for your baby.
Thank you
And I
so
hope to
much.
do another podcast with you later.
Absolutely, Hegan and Larry. And so, just because I'm curious, is the plan to see how the Legends Camp goes, and then kind of go from there to determine like what future camps will look like, how others could host something like that within your union, or is this going to be the first process and then see what happens after that?
Well, yeah, what we'll do is we'll have this one. I believe it's going to be good. What I want to do is try to have another one before the end of the year, and then each year have one every quarter, but have it in a different section of where our people are.
Amazing.
Eventually have, yeah. So that's the goal. I'm a big goal setter, and I try to achieve them. And some you don't achieve in a certain time, but it doesn't mean the goal changes. The timeline changes. So, but I'm already getting a lot of really good information from the people coming on board. And like I said, I've already got a few out of the UK, Russia, Cuba, and other places I don't know on the map, but they're coming out of the woodwork. So,
Yeah.
like I said, Higgins a genius, and we're just gonna work toward our plan, and hope God blesses us, and we all win on this.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Wonderful. Well, you guys, I wish nothing but the best for you. Anything else that you have for the people?
That's all.
All
You said
right.
it all.
Wonderful.
It's good.
Well, you guys take care. I'll be following along, and just I wish the absolute best for you both.
Bye, guys.
Thank you, Kevin.
Thanks for listening to The Grip. If you enjoyed today's episode, be sure to follow or subscribe wherever you get your podcasts. You can also follow along on Instagram at The Grip Pod to stay up to date on new episodes. That way you can send over a DM if you've got a question you'd like to hear answered on our roll call series. Now remember, stay sharp, be grounded, and never lose your grip. See you next time.